Dr. Rose Cotter, a therapist who experienced trauma since seeing her mother commit suicide when she was 10 years old, visits graduate student Laura Weaver in an urgent appointment after being checked into Mount Pleasant Hospital. Laura furiously believes she is being haunted by an evil creature whose curse has consumed her life that no one but her can see. Laura just witnessed her Professor Gabriel Munoz kill himself with a hammer. Laura insists that the thing has the capacity to appear as other people while wearing a frightening smile. Despite Rose's diagnosis that she is experiencing hallucinations, Laura immediately flips out, saying she's going to die. Then starts smiling ominously before slicing open her neck in front of Rose with a shard of a broken vase. It turns out that Rose's ex-boyfriend Joel is one of the investigators who questions her about Laura's death with a terrifying smile. While still recovering from what she had seen, Rose starts to notice Laura smiling at her everywhere. Rose is inspired by the visions to research Gabriel Munoz's suicide, and she finds that Gabriel had a peculiar smile on his face just before he died. Carl Rankin, patient of Rose's who used to be admitted to a hospital for a manic episode, is examined on. Rose calls security when Carl threatens her with a sinister smirk and starts to terrorize her. Carl is restrained by orderlies, but it turns out Rose had simply imagined Carl behaving violently. Rose's supervisor, Dr. Morgan Desai, gives her a week off because he thinks that Rose may have experienced a mental breakdown as a result of Laura's unexpected death. Rose is at home alone wrapping gift for her nephew. Later, when the security alarm sounds after another unsettling Laura vision, a security service operator seems to phone Rose and leave a mocking voicemail. Shortly later, Rose receives a call from the genuine operator. When Trevor gets home, she discovers that her cat is missing. Rose is watching the recordings from her session with Laura when she becomes frightened again and needs Trevor to calm her down. Rose sees Dr. Madeline Northcott, her previous therapist. Out of concern for her own mental health, Madeline believes Rose's explanation that she is experiencing hallucinations as a result of her long-standing emotion over her mother's intentional overdose. Madeline denies Rose's request for a prescription for an antipsychotic drug. Rose visits her sister Holly's place for Jackson's birthday celebration. Jackson is Rose's nephew and is 7 years old. Jackson finds Rose's dead cat wrapped within his present as he opens it, terrifying the other guests. Rose slips and falls through a glass table. After another terrifying vision of Laura refusing to acknowledge that she is solely responsible, Rose tries to inform Trevor about the alleged curse that affected Laura, apparently being passed on to her as her sanity begins to crumble. Trevor disrespectfully accuses Rose of murdering their cat and having a mental disorder like her mother. Victoria, the widow of Gabriel Munoz, receives Rose. Victoria exhibits horrifying drawings to Rose that Gabriel made of an evil force that he said was trying to get him. Also, Rose finds out that Gabriel was traumatized by the passing of his brother 20 years ago, and that he only started shouting about the curse after witnessing a lady commit suicide at a conference, as Rose insists that Gabriel was speaking the truth about his curse. Victoria evicts her when she requests the name of the woman. Joel is persuaded by Rose to assist her in putting together more clues. After further study, Joel concludes that Gabriel Munoz's real estate agent, Angela Powell, was discovered dead, and Joel uses his law enforcement computer to obtain a file for her. Further footage reveals that a few days before she passed away, Angela witnessed a happy guy at a petrol station suddenly slice his own neck with gardening tools. As Rose gets home, she discovers that Trevor had requested an intervention from Madeline due to Rose's troubling mental state. As Rose tries to tell Holly about the curse, the sisters fight over how Rose is acting like their crazy mother. Joel phones Rose to let her know that more investigation has turned into a series of 20 incidents that are identical and involve witnesses to 19 suicides. Robert Talley, an accountant, was an exception who saw his business colleague commit suicide. Yet 4 days later, Robert murdered a stranger instead of killing himself. The trend continued for another week until the suicide of the witness to Robert's actions. Joel visits Robert Talley's prison visitation with Rose. Rose confides in an unconvinced Joel during the ride that she believes the creature possessed victims before they commit suicide and that she is concerned her time with the curse is running out. At the jail, Robert tells Rose in confidence that the only way to free herself from the curse is to murder another person. But there must be a witness because the creature need trauma to survive. As Robert knows Rose is currently under the curse, he quickly becomes anxious. Madeline pays Rose a visit at her house. As the actual Madeline contacts Rose on the phone, Rose understands the presence is posing as her. Rose is in danger from Madeline's smiling double. Rose takes a car to the hospital and carries a kitchen knife. In her dream, Rose sees herself murdering Carl in front of Dr. Desai, who then rips off his own face. When Rose quickly speeds off, the real Dr. Desai sees her in her car with the knife and attempts to get help. Joel calls to inform her that there is an APB out for her. Rose cryptically explains that she will confront the creature, and that she prefers to do it by herself so that no witnesses will also bear the curse. Rose takes a car to her mother's abandoned childhood house. Rose has a vision of her mother within, who blames her of enabling her to die by failing to seek medical assistance. When she discovered her overdose, Rose claims that her mother is a monster who abuses others. A lean monster suddenly emerges from the vision to assault Rose. Rose uses an oil lamp to ignite the beast. Rose then makes her way outdoors as the home starts to burn. Joel receives a visit from Rose to express her regret for involving him in this situation and for not being emotionally present. When they were dating, Joel's creepy smile makes Rose believe she is still cursed. Rose runs outdoors and realizes that she is still at her mother's abandoned house. Suddenly, the real Joel shows up. Rose locks Joel outside to keep him safe as the monster rips open her mouth. Joel enters the house just in time to witness Rose light herself on fire while smiling ominously.